Democrat infighting escalating, and it's now President Obama unplugged, reportedly saying he would speak up to stop Bernie Sanders from becoming the nominee. President Obama, though, still has not endorsed Joe Biden or defended Joe Biden on the Ukraine conflicts of interest scandal. We welcome now my next guest, author and conservative commentator, Kristin Tate. Great to see you. Your thoughts on this?
Great to be with you. Well, Obama clearly realizes this is a dud of a primary field. I mean, Joe Biden is a gaffe machine. Pete Buttigieg is suffering from a lack of experience. And Liz Warren continues to lie about how she'd actually pay for her big government programs. Obama has warned these candidates, he did earlier this month, not to lean too far to the left, but clearly those warnings are falling on deaf ears. The Democratic Party's agenda has been totally hijacked by the most far left-wingers of their party. And now these candidates are trying to pander to these voters. But President Obama, he's been through this before. He's smart enough to understand, Liz, that if these Democrats want to beat Donald Trump in a general election, they've got to put up a more centrist, moderate, someone who looks reasonable. But there's really nobody who fits that bill right now. Even Joe Biden has become extreme and radical with his $5 trillion climate change plan and a health care plan that looks like Obamacare on steroids.
Let's stay on Senator Warren. We reported this might happen a month ago, and now it's happening. She's lost half of her national support. Elizabeth Warren now in free fall with voters. It just happened in just 1 month's time. You know, she's got that Rubik's Cube plan of how to pay to fund her government takeover of health care, which would basically remove insurance from everybody and put everybody in the same government DMV line. We're talking cops, firemen, teachers. That's the labor base for the party. The headlines are moving against Elizabeth Warren right now.
That's exactly right. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that if Liz Warren really did want to implement Medicare for all, taxes would go up on everybody. Even Bernie Sanders admitted to his voters that Medicare for all would require tax hikes on everybody making over $30,000 a year. And I think, you know, Liz Warren is unlikable. She comes off as condescending. This really doesn't play well in the middle of the country with hardworking, tax-paying people who are tired of being talked down to by coastal elites.
Quinnipiac says a majority of Americans, 52%, don't want her government takeover of health care. We also have, you know, here's the thing. Why not fix what we have? Elizabeth Warren, the 2020 Democrats never talk about this, that the government funds half of the U.S. health market. It's already funded via Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare, the VA. And we have this, you know, we've got a $23 trillion federal debt, Kristin. Senator Rand Paul's new report finally, the federal government spent $700,000 in tax dollars funding research about fish getting addicted to nicotine, $85,000 on buying a statue from Bob Dylan, $16 million to improve education in Egypt. You know what I mean? Kristin, you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I mean, this kind of government spending should be the political scandal of our time. But, you know, these plans like Medicare for All, they're like all these socialist plans. They sound great until you realize that somebody's got to pay for it. Medicare in this country is already a disaster, prone to fraud and overspending. And to add at least 250 million more people to the system of Medicare, which already services about 50 million, that's a recipe for disaster. So a lot of people are starting to wake up to this. And that's why we're seeing support for Medicare kind of start to erode.
Kristin Tate, you're terrific, great writer. Come back soon. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Liz.
Coming
Happy
out,
Thanksgiving to you.